Oh my gosh. This is a freaking cover-up.
No.
Walls are gonna have to come out here, people.
This is a lot messier job than I thought it was gonna be.
I will tell you right now, this is probably stupid on steroids.
Much? Jeez.
This is actually, Lord have mercy. Whoa, whoa!
Whoa.
If you would have, did you take out the nails?
We can do that later. The big problem is this.
And it looks like something died in here.
Yeah,
Have we done that before?
Well, take care of this piece right. Found this right when moving the couch just over to there. So I'm kind of curious on what more is under there just from moving that. It's like we're doing projects, we're cleaning, doing more projects. Oh, looking what we discovered, cleaning.
It's like a big mystery, you know, you hear those advertisements for, say, an amusement park or something, and their like tagline is surprises around every corner. That's like this project right now. There's surprises around every corner, but these are not the good surprises. These are the surprises that jump out and scare you kind of surprises. It's a little bit more like a horror film than an amusement park at this point.
And I'm seeing as you vacuum, there's little critters, little bugs and ants and stuff just kind of in little spaces. And the reason for that is because there's food in all these crevices. So all these ants are like yelling out at each other. Hey guys, over here, DeVries household, there's a new RV and we've got all kinds of food. There's Cheerios, there's noodles, there's
Dog food.
Everywhere
I turn, there's dog food. Here's the deal. We're in Florida, right? But we've run into this at campgrounds in North Carolina. I mean, really anywhere you could potentially have ants. And so if you're in an RV, things aren't sealed the same as a house, right? I mean, we were even going around the slides. There's little gaps, there's cracks. You are never going to have an RV that is like airtight and 100% sealed. So the best thing one can do is to try to keep your RV as like bait free as possible, meaning like things that ants or critters would like dog food, crumbs. I mean,
all the things that end in ood, food. And don't forget, underneath the slide seals, there's food. And really, these slide seals, it shouldn't look like this. And there's just dirt and grime in here. And a leaf blower will get a lot of this stuff out. Like if you blow right under your slide, put that blower right at the edge, it'll blow all the stuff out of the seal. The slides are dirty, so the more dirt and grime on the seals, the more wear you're going to have.
And people didn't do a lot of things.
Literally, this one ripped out because there's some food or an object in the way that ripped the seal completely. So I'm feeling cold air coming out of this seal. Okay, so here you can see on the outside kitchen area, this is what the seal is supposed to be, but that stops here, and then you see just the inside of the seal, so we need to replace this seal. We've got little pieces of seal that have been cut and put in. No seal, no seal, no seal, seal. This is probably the biggest project we've ever tackled.
I don't know if I want to say probably, I would say definitely at this point.
Most definitely.
I can't think of anything that has been more scary, and mostly because this is completely uncharted territory for us. But this weekend, I was with Trinity at a softball prospect camp.
Softball?
Softball. I'm trying to say prospect and softball all in one
that
word.
Australian accent.
I do this a lot where I'm like, I'm going to make up my own words and combine two together. It's like my own language. Anyway, I'm sitting there and Ben sends me a video. He's like, look at this.
Okay, so the original thing was, she was like, well, I'm at the softball game. Go ahead and, you know, pull apart that kitchen area because this metal piece is very heavy.
And we decided we're going to do something different.
We're going to do something different. We were just going to utilize this for something else. You're going to love this. Sorry, I've got a cough. This could be used for something else. And so this metal piece is very, very heavy. So we're gonna get it out of here. But I went to unscrew it, lift it up out of here, and we've got this TV area that this wall is stopping this metal piece from being able to lift up high enough to get it out.
But that's not the big problem.
The big problem is this. I lifted up this and found all of this, y'all. All of this. This is wet. This is soaking wet and literally like completely disintegrated wood that, I mean, this could nearly go through to the other end. Oh my gosh. This is the bottom
backing. Yeah. You can't poke a hole through it because
this is the bottom backing. The bottom of this slide. That's the bottom of the slide, guys. You're not supposed to see the bottom of the slide from the top of the slide.
So here's the conclusion that we have come to, is that this entire slide floor is going to need to be replaced. And it's also a little sus, as the kids would say, because inside it looks like that somebody already replaced half of the slide floor on the other half of this slide, and then sort of like patch some things over in front of the fireplace on this side, probably because they saw some rotted wood. And then here's where they probably were like, we're out on this, is that to do this job right and to replace this slide floor, what's going to have to happen is the fireplace, this wall, like walls are gonna have to come out here, people. And here's the thing, if we wanna put this thing back together the way that it was from the factory, right? Like if we're like, we want the fireplace, we want the TV here, we want all the stuff, we need to try to get these walls out in a way that they can be reinstalled, right? Like it would be easy if we could just take a sledgehammer and just start banging stuff, right? Yeah. That'd be easy. But we don't want to do that. We have no clue if these things are stapled, if they're screwed, like we have no clue how these are. Now, we did do some research and we do have a clue on how to drop this floor and replace it and reinstall it. So we feel more comfortable with attacking that because we did some research. And while this isn't like the easiest job in the world, it's doable. What was it that one of our gals that came with us on the cruise, Diane, she said something that has really stuck with me over the last couple of days as we've been tearing this apart. What was it she said?
If hands were used to make it, hands can be used to fix it. And it's true, Diane.
Manos y manos.
Well, you know, manos.
Right. Not in so many words.
You know, manos.
So we'll be using our hands, hopefully. Yeah. Guess what we're doing in this video? Replacing a slide floor.
This is the worst.
Charity just christened
Oh, look, here you go.
The project.
See? I've already started the demo.
Glad you could contribute to the demo.
That's my contribution to the removal of things. Lord,
all right, so
have mercy.
First things first, we're going to remove the fireplace stereo cabinet area, then work on this wall. There's a cabinet over here. We'll deal with that later. Just close the door.
Story of our life. We'll deal with that later. You know what? This is not good.
Uh-oh.
You know why? Look, this is a cover job. You gotta pull this out too. This is a freaking cover up.
This is the rotten wood down there.
Yeah, and look, they covered this up.
They covered it up.
This is a complete 100% cover job. And then the carpet was over all of this.
So, I must say, I'm seeing a theme here. I was talking to Charity about this earlier. Up on the roof, you'll see a right half and a left half of this one slide. On this side of the slide, it looks like it was repaired. The other half was just siliconed and not repaired. And so this side is where the outside kitchen is, and there's water still coming in. You'll see down here, this is the half that they repaired. But they just decided to not really repair the roof on this side or the floor, obviously, on this side. They just decided, let's just do half and we'll cover up the rest. Guys, when you do a repair on a slide, it's best to do the whole slide at the same time because leaks can come in on both sides of the slide. I'm a poet and don't know it.
To put at some point here. So.
Having an impact drill is amazing.
For sure.
All right, here's more of that. Oh, there's little bugs down there. You can see. Oh.
Okay, I don't think I can get my hand in this corner, but there's a screw holding it
man.
right here. Oh, you know what?
This
There's
whole
screws
thing
that
is
hold it too.
is slanted downwards too. Anyways.
Oh yeah, no, it's sinking.
Yeah.
It is sinking, that's for sure.
Okay, so we've got a few screws that just keep spinning down here. You know that if you have screws spinning, that's not a good sign. See all those little bugs when we pull it up?
They're the I like rotten wood bugs.
Little tiny rotten wood bugs. I'm trying to film. Makes it always more fun to do. Okay, so I just pulled this board up, and literally what they did is just covered it. They're like, no, let's not fix the root issue. Let's just cover it up and build on top of the bad foundation.
I mean, I will give them kudos for, like, this is at least a little bit more ingenuity than what they were doing here, where that was sinking, where they actually put like some planks across, and then it looks like maybe they put screws in to try to suck up the rotten wood. Like, that's gonna work. So I'll give them a little bit more on the ingenuity side on this particular hack job.
But
this
they
is a
don't
plain
get
cover.
RV ingenuity, because RV ingenuity would say,
Do it right.
do it right because you're adding more weight.
This adds so much more weight to this slide.
Right.
Like,
so we should have weighed this RV before we did this project.
I thought about it. There's a couple of reasons we can't. One being we still have the hitch mod coming.
Yeah.
But what I thought would be like best is what we do is once that we get like the reno done, right? Before we start adding anything to it, we go weigh it then first to see like what is it essentially empty, right? Because we've already taken some stuff out. We took out the mid bunk, we're taking out this monstrosity, like we've already taken some things out that should give us more.
The kitchen metal piece.
All of that. So that's where I'm like kind of excited to be like, okay, I think dry weight from the factor, I think it says 13.3. I think we'll double check. We'll put that somewhere on the screen. So the big question will be is once that we've done everything, we've done things the right way, we've gotten rid of things, where do we start at empty on the dry weight then and go from there? All right, pulled up all these boards and I went to pull this one up. This is really bad, you guys.
What is that on there?
know.
Oh.
I mean, but look at this is just, first of all, this is disgusting.
Yeah. You can smell it here too. Ooh.
And then, here, look at this, watch. Right over here. Pretty sure.
Wait a second. Oh.
And then, look, this all this cat litter. Anyway, that's just disgusting.
Yeah.
Absolutely disgusting. So here, this wall, right? We're good on this. Like, this is all good. But then when I came over here, pretty sure.
Oh no, I don't like that sound. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. I know we can do an RV slide floor and a roof.
We actually did. We did do some wall repair in our Class A. I feel more comfortable with the wall because at that point, it's just a matter of finding where it's rotted.
Yeah.
And then you cut it out and then you get the, I forget what it is, like it's a 1/4 inch
Paneling,
sheet of
yeah.
paneling and you patch that in. That to me is an easier fix than this is going to be because of everything that's going to be entailed in this. But this
I
slide,
was not expecting to tear out wall.
this slide's going to be more than just a floor. Oh, and then the other thing is I know you were thinking that maybe you got it up there okay. I used a utility knife to just make a slit under here so I could just peel this up
Yeah.
to feel behind here.
Oh, it's, you know what color it is? It's
Well,
that
but
brown.
but no, feel it. It's wet. And we
Yeah.
got that big deluge of rain last night.
Yeah.
So I think that you're going to need to double check here and make sure, because RV Roof is going to spray this slide for us. We already talked to
Yeah.
them about that. So that's good. And here's a thing. We didn't know that they could spray the slide
No.
roofs, and they can.
Yeah.
So that's going to be amazing because their process, wait till you guys see their process. It's absolutely amazing, and it is lifetime. So once they spray this slide roof, it is permanent. It is done. Like there's going to be no more leaks in this slide. But temporarily, because we can't get up there for another month, we're going to need to do something here. And then you know what else? When we go to
Well,
when we go to fix this wall, because we're going to have to fix this wall, we'll have to pull the window out, which Have we done that before?
I don't think we have, but I know that can be done easily to get couches in and out. We may need to do that anyways.
I don't think that the window in and out is going to be that difficult.
No.
The most difficult thing is going to be the floor.
Yeah.
But this slide is going to need more rehab. And then once we get the good solid floor in, we can move to this next. But where I was hoping to be able to move on to other areas, we're going to be on this slide for longer than I originally anticipated. But anyway, so there you go. Surprise, surprise! It's the horror movie that just keeps having the bad surprises.
You're behind the couch.
How do you know that?
I can see your feet.
I will tell you right now, this is probably stupid on steroids. Stupid on us. But I'm going to choose to find the fun and the positive. We get to learn new things.
And
we get to be stretched.
Show people what not to do.
Don't do what we did.
Teach all y'all.
Don't do what we did.
Yep.
So as we've been working on renovations and things like that, you know, some of the stuff that we're talking about is internet and connectivity. And one of the things that we have actually learned while traveling in our RV is that you just never really know what kind of internet connectivity you're going to get. And so there's a lot of times that we do visit a coffee shop or a truck stop or other public places and use their Wi-Fi. And the problem is those networks aren't always secure. And the last thing we want to have is our personal information exposed while that we're on the road. And so that's why we are using Surfshark VPN now. It helps keep our data private and protected. So when we're paying bills or booking campsites or uploading videos, we don't have to worry about anyone snooping around. Surfshark also lets us access the shows and apps that maybe we would normally use at home no matter where in the world we happen to be traveling. And one of the best parts is it works on unlimited devices. So our phones, our laptops, tablets, they're all covered. And if you travel like we do, Surfshark is definitely a must-have. You can go to surfshark.com/Glamper or use the code Glamper at checkout and get 4 extra months of Surfshark VPN for free. And thanks to Surfshark for sponsoring this video.
Now it doesn't matter if we just kind of rip this out of the floor at this point, right?
Except for, is it
Is
stuck?
there a screw or two? Oh, it's on there. Actually, hold on. There's a couple. Screws still? No.
Oh, wait, hold on. Is it stuck on this side?
Oh, on the wall. Man, these screws are
Right
stuck
in the
in
most
these.
inconvenient spot.
How do they get up in here? They have little minions.
It's like Santa's workshop. They have elves.
Elves.
Think you can help me pick up the slack on those etch sketches?
No problem.
That was a big one. All right.
That's what she said.
So,
But not to you.
Jerry. Hey. One piece out.
Oh, hold
Where are
on,
we
hold on.
putting
Hold on.
this?
Are there any screws sticking out the bottom?
Yes, there is. That's why I like lift it.
Let's lay it on this.
Or upside
Flip
down.
it
It
upside
works
down.
too. Yeah. So there's that nail there.
Yeah, let's take it out just so nobody hits themselves on it. And that one. What's next? I had a couple thoughts. One is I thought, well, maybe we do just go to the next step of trying to drop off the floor, and maybe this wall is just like, I don't know, bolted into the floor from beneath. But I saw this, which then makes me think, no, it's probably not. So there's oh my gosh. When I stepped here, I think I was gonna about fall through.
Whoa. Do that again? Oh my gosh.
I know.
That's literally like,
Well, there's the membrane underneath, but I think that's the only thing that's holding it. There's a screw here that I can see. There's a screw there that I can see. So I think they put these slide floors in first and then built the walls. So
it means they can come out in reverse, right?
So this is seamed here, obviously, right? We pull this trim. I think what we do is we try to at least pull this paneling off first to see what we can see. And then that might at least give us access to like pull this piece off. Like I think it will hopefully open it up to give us more insight as to what's going on behind here. And then again, this just looks like, I mean, look, it doesn't even look like it's probably just attached at that corner with this seam here. And then this trim here is what I'm thinking.
And really the TV mount was holding it on too.
Right, but that's just like a backer. Yeah. So I mean, it's not attached to that.
We just need to take off the electrical outlets and pop that off. And worst case scenario, we rip the board a little bit and finish
we might
And we
wanna
just put up
reuse
a new board because this board isn't necessarily salvageable. Oh,
Here's the deal, you guys. Full disclosure and honesty. A couple of y'all said in the comments that we did this on purpose. I'm telling you right now, we didn't do this on purpose. And right now, I just keep seeing dollar signs, right? So if we can salvage this and not have to buy another piece of board, we're going to do it. Just because already at this point, knowing that's going to have to be replaced, that has to be fixed, that has to be fixed.
a lot of this stuff we're having to buy out of our own pocket.
This is, yeah, like, yes, we do have some sponsors that will be able to help us with some things like our mattress. And, you know, there'll be a few other, like, smaller things along the way, little mods and upgrades and stuff. But, like, I'm sorry, we don't have Home Depot as a sponsor. We don't have Lowe's as a sponsor. Y'all want to sponsor us?
Yet.
Let's talk. But the point is that a lot of this is out of our own pocket. We paid for this RV out of our own pocket. It wasn't given to us. Oh my gosh, you and your big tools. Okay, this one you're gonna need a bigger tool for.
Oh, so I do need a bigger tool.
Yeah, see, that's
They're
a staple.
brad nails. They're brad nails.
No, come look at this.
They're nails.
I'm telling you.
They're
Look.
not staples.
They are. Come
They
look.
are nails.
Okay, how much do you want to
Or they're
bet?
staples.
How much do you want
They're
to bet?
brad nails. I will bet a brisket sandwich from Buc-ee's.
Okay, look. That is a staple. That is a staple.
Staple brad nail. It's all
It's
the
a
same
staple.
thing.
That's a staple.
Okay, that might be a staple.
I was right.
Staples hold up the paneling, or paneling.
That's what I'm
funny.
saying.
It's
I
like
think the staples are holding
it's
up.
not really paneling, but shove that in there, and then let's rip her out. Right? Ready? Go.
Hold.
Teamwork
No.
makes the dream
wait,
work.
hold on. We
Go,
got
go, go,
nails
go, go.
here.
I know.
Just stop. No, we need to pull these nails.
Do we really have to?
Don't step on that. Yeah, it's
Oh,
going to be better
yeah,
for you if you do.
All right. Well, I'll listen to you. This time.
Whoa, whoa!
Whoa.
If
What?
you would have, did you take out the nails?
Well, we can do that later.
We might want to reuse that.
Okay, that's nice that we have access to. Oh man,
oh
this
my
is
gosh,
all
you know what I'm
framed in.
immediately thinking? Wasted space.
Yes.
What if we
Why?
had like a cabinet even? That you put a cabinet there?
Brilliant. Yes. Why aren't we Okay, I realize there's electric
Boogie,
cords
boogie,
back
boogie.
here. Why are we not
Why are we
utilizing
boxing in empty spaces?
this wasted space, people?
Right? Oh, it's too
Well,
easy.
Don't say that. You are
Jinx
gonna
it.
jinx
The
us.
minute I'm like, that was too easy. Then we find something that's like, oh,
Welcome
now it's
to
stuck.
the Ben and Charity Show. All right,
I
we
could tell.
preserve the wall.
See, look
We-
at this. Like, why did they not make this cabinet? Now, yes, I understand if you made it go all the way back, like, it would be hard to
Yeah, I
reach
mean,
back that far.
Look at all this space.
Now that I'm looking at this way, we might have access to everything we need to just pull this framing out as it is.
Yeah. No, we unscrew the bottom, and this will pull out. We unscrew the top. It's all bolted to the slide and the floor. So we just pull it out as is.
2 hours later.
Hey, look what I found.
Wow, it looks familiar. Oh, and it is wet.
I know, that's what I'm saying. This is one of those things. You either laugh or you cry. Hi, poochers.
Hello, come on over here.
Ready to be an RV dog, live RV life?
That means adventures. Yes, yes, yes. I'm ready to go.
Right here is a screw holding it into the ceiling.
Oh, okay. That accesses this screw.
I'm really scared.
So, and it's rusty too, go figure. So there you go. That took care of that one.
Should we have left it in halfway so we remember where all the screws were?
Oh, we'll remember. Wherever there's holes, there were screws.
All right, so we are in the thick of all of the renovations in here, but I did want to take a quick minute to share about something, and that is when you spend as much time on the road as we do, well, peace of mind is priceless, and that's where Vantrue dash cams come in. Now, these aren't your average cameras. They're built with true HDR clarity, so whether it's bright daylight or those tricky shadowy spots, every detail is crisp and it's really easy to see. And when the sun goes down, well, that's when Vantrue really shines because they have best-in-class night vision, and you'll capture things like license plates and road signs and really just everything in between. don't have to worry about grainy, useless footage in the dark anymore. Another thing that really sets Vantrue apart is the rear camera coverage. So rain or shine, you've got an extra set of eyes literally everywhere watching your back. It's full protection driving, not just forward facing. And they've also made connectivity really super simple too. With fast, smart connectivity, you can quickly access, save, and even share your footage straight from your phone. So it's not complicated, no complicated setups, no headaches, super simple.
Take a photo. Show rear camera.
And let's just talk about when you're not behind the wheel, because we've actually had that come up. Has advanced parking mode monitors. So your vehicle, while it's unattended, it's being monitored. So whether you're running errands or even parked overnight, like at a campground or lot docking, you can relax knowing that you have got trusted protection 24/7. If you're ready to upgrade your road safety, check out the Vantrue dash cam today. We will leave a link down in the description so that you can grab yours and hit the road with confidence. And thanks to Vantrue for sponsoring this video.
So, it's about to rain here in Florida. And it rained just last night. So the top of the roof is still a little bit damp. So I can't really run a turnabout down the whole side of the roof on the slide. I did it partially on the right side here, but I didn't go down the other side because I didn't think it was leaking there. Well, Charity just found on the inside wall where the window is that it's wet down the wall. And so I'm gonna do what every smart RVer would do, and I'm going to tarp it for now because it's about to rain. So first, I'm going to shut this. Hi-ya. Get this shut and sealed, and then temporarily tarp off this slide now that we know it's still leaking. Whose idea was this? Never would I have ever thought I'd be climbing top of a roof of an RV. The big tarp. Heck, I wonder if I should just tarp up the whole roof of the whole RV. That's what roofers do to houses when there's a hurricane. Wait, which way am I going? This way? See, I have a hard time making the bed too because I don't put the fitted sheet on right. So you need to figure out how to get off at some point. This is temporary, guys. I mean, I could just staple this to the roof, drive down the road. There's your tarp, Charity. Little clamp going on here. I can't believe I'm doing this. It's tarped. The whole backside is tarped up and clamped off. Consider it tarped, ready to weather the storm. What a project. I can't believe we did this. All right, it's working.
I think we should pick that up and stuff it in here, so we're not pinching.
The whole pile?
Yeah.
Is it
Just
everything that goes with it? All
pretty
right,
much.
let's see.
Will it kind
Ready?
of stuff in there
Let's
or no?
see. All right, let's pull it. You have to lift it up because if you get all those. Oh,
I can't lift it up because we got a
Okay,
ceiling.
we're gonna have to go back then
Hold on.
to get.
It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Stop.
Screw
Because
that.
you're hitting this up here.
What?
The edge of this is hitting there. We're literally just gonna have to try to pull it straight out towards us.
Eventually.
All right, ready? So I'm gonna go ahead and just take care of this piece right now.
Nobody was
Oh,
out.
that's good to go. Oh, nasty. This is so bad. Let me see how flexible. This is rotted so much. Jeez. Oh my gosh. This is completely gone. The slide. I fell through the slide.
So you get yourself out.
Help. Charity, help.
Let's see you get yourself out of there.
Oh,
I
God.
told you not to walk on it.
It's soaking wet and disgusting.
You're probably like getting some sort of disease right
Oh,
now.
gross.
Shouldn't you be wearing gloves?
Yeah, probably. Come look at this. Oh, come over here.
You know what we just did? We just created a new floor plan. It's the open concept floor plan.
What do you think, Abby? What do you think, Abby?
Totally
It's the open
open
floor plan.
concept
I like it.
floor plan.
She's like, guys,
Maybe we should
there's
tell.
not supposed to be a hole there.
Let's tell Coachman that we have a new floor plan design, the open concept.
Maybe we can make this into a dog door.
Abby's sad that there's no floor in this slide. Are you sad or are you happy? Your tail's telling me you're happy.
You can smell the.
Your face is telling me you're sad. I'm just gonna do what any smart RVer would do and utilize my RV ingenuity.
This is like a Big Daddy fix.
Yep.
Like
Put a
there.
tarp over it. Okay, I'm out here where it's raining, and I think the water was coming in here, so it dripped down this. And there's a couple holes in this tarp area, so it just kind of seeped down in, come down, and this would just pull it in. So the roof is leaking, this is leaking. I don't think it's coming from here because it's all dry, like on the back side of this lip. Unless it's coming in the screws, but I can't imagine because it's still pulled up. And I'm not seeing anything leak down. So I don't think it's from there. I think it's just a combination of the roof and the side of the slide on the bottom seeping. Just a tip, you can have Home Depot cut them in half for you. Ready to do this? Now that we've got all the wood from Home Depot.
So here's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to replace this entire slide floor. But the thing is we have to build said slide floor because you can't just go buy subfloor in 12-foot long sections. So we've been doing some research. We're pretty sure we've got a good plan on like instructions of how we're gonna build the subfloor. So that's gonna be here in a few minutes. But what we wanna do too is kind of, I mean, there's not much left of this slide floor. I don't know how much we're gonna be able to remove and actually use it as a template, but we do want to try to maybe like use some of it because it has a beveled edge. Anyway, there's lots of moving parts to this. But first things first, to remove the slide floor, underneath the slide is the slide mechanism and the floor is bolted to the slide mechanism.
So if you take those off, the slide can fall.
Fall out of the RV.
And the goal is to not remove the slide. We don't want to remove the slide completely if we can help it.
A lot of times, like if you took this rig into like a place and you said I have this rotted slide floor, what they're gonna want to do is they're gonna want to literally take this whole slide out, put it on its side, put a new floor on.
Charge you $10,000.
And it's astronomical. We've been doing some research and what we're going to do is we got some really long 2x4s that essentially we're going to use as stilts. So we have these screws that go into the slide wall. So we're going.
There's an easy way to figure out where to find the holes, because what we're going to basically do is use these existing screws or screw holes to screw into this board, and then we'll screw through it. So we'll take out the existing screws and then screw in some longer screws to hold the slide up and give the whole slides basically stilts. You're wondering, how are we going to match up to each of the screw heads? We learned a genius hack on the interwebs where you basically just put it right up against the screws, hammer it, and that will tell you exactly where each
because it's going to leave
is.
little indentations because
Yeah.
you know, like pine is a softer wood or whatever. So
then
then
we'll screw those out.
that'll
and
be
then
like the pattern.
put longer screws in to hold give our slide still.
So basically after we have the slide secured, because we want to obviously make sure this is secured first, then we can disconnect the slide mechanism from the floor.
Slide arms.
Then we're going to need to run those in, and then the floor should, well, at this point, it's probably just going to mostly
yeah.
drop out.
Okay, so now it's time to get our template. So we're just going to take this mallet, So as you can see here, you have all the little dots here where we pounded it against the screw heads. And so now I'll just drill out each one of these, pull out these screws, put in some longer ones, and we've got our slide stilts built. All right, what I'm doing here is I'm gonna back out one of these screws just to get an idea of how long it is.
Not long.
So not long.
Who does this? Somebody like drunk on a Friday that puts this bolt in with a flippin' angle.
Can't even get to it.
Well, I think Ben's having a moment right here with this bolt that somehow got put in sideways. Things were going according to the plan until this happened. Now he's trying to see if we can find an angle grinder to just grind it off.
Very good.
Who installs a bolt like this? And it's holding the electrical cords anyway. The electrical cords, that's something we haven't even talked about yet with this project. I mean, obviously, if Hans built it, Hans can fix it. But look, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being easiest, 10 being most complicated, this looks like probably like an 11. No dice. Maybe it's like a super strength, some titanium garbage something. We've accumulated a lot more tools since our last RV reno, but so far we don't have a tool that's working for this. You guys will have to let us know in the comments. What would you do? What sort of tool? What sort of tool for this type of job? When somebody put a bolt screw thing in the wrong way. This should work. You raise me up.
You raise me up like stilts on an
look.
RV.
It's actually raising up.
Is that probably good?
Basically what we're trying to do is see this bar here, right? This is actually, Lord have mercy.
Oh.
So the flooring sits on this bar all the way across. And so we need to get where the flooring's not resting on this so we can run the slide in. So hopefully the little bit we've got it jacked up will work. I don't know.
Okay, so I got both stilts installed on the RV slide.
We're stilted.
We are stilted.
The next step is going to be to completely disconnect the RV floor from the RV slide mechanism.
And then bring the slide mechanism in so we could drop out the floor. We've never done this before.
We've never done this before. So hopefully this isn't like a Pinterest fail moment of like where everything else we've seen where others have done it and it goes just smooth. Like,
yeah.
Anyway, here we go.
Let's do it. All right, before we pull in any of those support bars, we need to get some of this weight and wet wood. You can literally just kind of bend in half because it's so wet. Now I should be able to bring that in a little bit without it catching on the slide. Worst case scenario, we will have to just jack up the stilts a little bit to angle it up so we can get the support bars slid back in. Then we can tackle getting this floor out of here. Woo! Okay, go ahead and pull it in a little bit. Okay, good, stop. All right, we're actually,
This isn't really working, guys.
well, a little bit. It's actually pulling in the arms,
Slide.
but it is pulling the side, but we need to go push up over there to get that over the little hump. Got the 1x1 or whatever.
See, now that
So,
is painted
yeah, with like
to resist rot.
Yep. And the other problem that I'm seeing is since the slide comes in and out, it gets tears in here. And then whenever there's moisture, it just absorbs into the wood, I think. There we go. Get that tarp material. Here's this piece of wood. Yeah, this is crazy.
You must be wearing a mask there, babe. Again, we've never done this before, okay? We're all new to this. So just putting the slide on stilts and then running like disconnecting the carriage bolts and running the slide mechanism, and that didn't work. The whole slide started coming in. So what we've figured out we need to do is we need to try to somehow lift the slide up.
Yep.
Like,
We gotta get the
raise
slides.
me up.
Gotta get it jacked up.
You raise me up.
I built a little 2x4 mechanism to fit under the jack to be able to jack up the slide a little bit is all we need. On the one side. I've got a bottle jack over here that I'm going to use. I'm going to build the same stilt lift mechanism so we can jack up the slide a little bit.
Terms.
Then the slide out, slides will be able to slide in. Then we can
Then hopefully we could deal with this floor. Oh my gosh, who would have thought that this would turn into such a complicated process?
Go ahead and bring it in a little bit. Yep, it's coming in. Good. Oh, like a breeze. Yes. Hold on. Okay. We're getting caught up here a little bit. So,
Well, remember the floor is kind of bowed.
yeah.
Is there any way we can get this side up higher?
Well, you can jack it up. All right, let's get jacked.
Let's get jacked.
I'm gonna jack this
I still want to know why these hall lights don't work.
a little bit
that
more. So, there. Oh yeah, you can see it. It's kind of coming.
Oh,
Oh,
but it's coming in.
coming in. All right, but, well, yeah. Oh, you know what? We're gonna have to put our little things that we built right
Is that
there.
going to keep it from tilting in?
Probably. Is it tilting in from the bottom a little bit or not? Push it back in.
It's tilting, the
Let's
top
see.
part
Push
is
it.
tilting out.
Push it again. Oh yeah, that'll stop it from going in too. I'll hold it a little bit, bring it in. Keep going. Okay, you're good. Okay, stop for a second. Let me check the wires here. Make sure they don't get smushed. So it's not moving.
But is it going to snag now on this? Because this is all
Well, we'll
bowed
find out.
so bad.
Oh, you know what? Now these wires need to be moved. Oh, and it should actually go up underneath there now.
This might be the time that you could use the Sawzall.
Ooh, really? The largest blade I could find in the Sawzall. So let's get rid of this wood. Actually, I don't know when to stop though.
That's what I was saying. You should look underneath maybe and make sure there's nothing
Yeah.
in the way.
All right.
Watch your fingers.
Oofta. This is very interesting. Yeah, not much there.
Careful of the seal.
So now I've got a piece off.
You got a piece of it.
Got a piece of it.
Like we say to the kids in baseball and softball.
Yeah, we got a piece of it.
I'm the great Reno. What? I'm the great Reno.
Careful that you don't nick the slide glide or seal.
The slide what? Glide?
Yeah, because there's like a plastic. It's so rotted.
Ugh.
Oh, hey, we're about to... Wow, Hercules.
Okay, so this morning the goal is to finish getting out everything from under this slide, and this tarp is actually blocking my view of any screws that are screwing up the wood to the metal frame. So I'm going to just take this utility knife, cut it, a strip of the tarp, just so I can finish getting those screws out, and then we can drop the rest of this floor out of here. And it's taking a lot more time than I thought it was going to be. We all know you can pretty much add, twice the amount of time and cost to projects, but it seems like this is even adding up more. One problem is these are not stainless steel. So if it does get water in them, or in here, they do rust. So I would definitely recommend putting some stainless steel screws, which I did order, from Amazon, which if you get water in here, I guess that's a bigger problem anyways. Whoa. Get out of here. Nope. Okay. All right, so whoa, got this. You need to get up.
That whole wall is going to be replaced.
All right,
So-
well, if that's the case,
Careful. Just another day in the life of
the.
project mistake.
All right, well, I'm gonna pull it this way. Drop it down. Oh, there's a little piece of tarp holding it, but. Oh crap! Actually,
This is why I said
Oh, yeah,
we should
I do
do
need-
the L thing first.
yeah, I do need to. Okay, I need to put on a piece of bracket to hold the slide in, so it doesn't fall out. All right, throw this on the burn pile.
Y'all, we just took the slide floor out, and it looks like something died in here.
Got animal hair?
I mean,
Gross.
I'm actually kind of glad that we ended up taking the slide out because that means I'm going to be able to get this really spick and span.
So folks, if you want to deep clean your RV, just remove your slide. Okay, so I built these little, I guess you'd call them L brackets out of wood. And what I'm going to do, down here, you can see the slides dip down. So what I can do is lift the slide up and then screw this into the slide, and then that will basically keep it held up. So Charity's gonna hold that while I hold it up, while I screw it in, and then it'll have little stilts in the front side. Keep it up, you're doing good, you're doing good. Keep it going. I'm gonna get 2 in. Okay? Keep it up. You're doing good. We're gonna do 2.
Yeah, but put it like kind of in an
Yeah, I
X.
will.
Yeah, there you go.
So now we have a nice little gap underneath here to slide the wood in. Hopefully that should be enough. But those little things are nice because it gets out of the way. It lifts the slide up on this end and then it stays out of the way of the wood coming in the bottom. Hi.
Hi!
It's mighty fine to see you there.
Boy, we are learning a lot.
So much. I kind of like doing this because it does allow you to see the kind of the ins and outs
It
of
does.
the build and
Let's just see how it is.
how it works, and
What's where and
yeah, and we've got a good plan on how to make this floor better.
Absolutely.
Let's go cut some board and make a floor.
let's make a floor.
46 over here. Let's make sure it's 46 over here.
Measure twice.
Yep. Cut once.
So we're gluing our floor together right now. Now, hopefully this works the way we think it will. We did do some research on this project. Like, y'all, we're not just winging it. Although we kind of are. It's weird. We've done a lot of research. And we did see an RV tech that was recommending building these slide floors out as far as the adhesive goes using this, like this grate stuff, right? Like the stuff you would normally use.
Window and
for-
door stuff.
This one has a drip tip though.
This has got a drip tip.
He was saying that that's like actually the best adhesive, and because it like squishes together, that it also would eliminate like squeaks or anything like that, which we're not too worried about, like, you know, a squeaky slide floor. But that's what we're using. We'll let you know if it works out or not.
We're doing some liquid nails also.
Yeah, so we're doubling up on the adhesive because we want to just be sure that it holds. But so far, so good.
All right, so here we are now going to take that and put it onto this, which is gonna be a guide to create a beveled edge.
Yes, because what we figured out is where the slide floor comes in, like, well, the old floor has like a beveled edge so that as the slide floor is coming in, it's not like solid like this, right? So it has to kind of like come up and over a little bit as it's coming in, and then
Yeah.
you know, comes out, and then that beveled edge, you know, sinks just a smidge.
So what are we doing here?
This is a lot. Woo, it smells.
We got the floor all done. This is what you're looking at here is a slide out floor.
And Ben got the beveled edge. So let me tell you what, this took us a hot minute to figure out. But you want to talk about what you did on that, babe, as far as your angle and everything?
So I basically took the circular saw, put it at 20 degree, and ripped it.
It took us a hot minute to figure out how to do it, as far as we had to like put the saw on the top of the board. Anyway, figured it out, so that's good. Now, because we do not want to have happen what happened before, where the RV manufacturers on some of these older RVs actually have like this tarp material, because what we're seeing happens is that it's like a black tarp, right? So tarps are waterproof, but that happens on both sides. So if you get any moisture in there, the problem is now that tarp is like keeping the moisture against the wood.
We didn't want to put a tarp because also the tarp had little holes in it, and that's where water was getting up underneath and just absorbing into the wood. So we didn't want any tarp funneling in water, allowing it to be absorbed across the whole piece of wood.
Actually, one of our friends that is a graduate of the National RV Training Academy said what they're using there when they do these types of repairs is something very similar to this. This is technically like a roll-on bed liner. I don't know that I'd have a roll-on bed liner.
I need this, and I need the...
And it's basically going to seal it all up completely, waterproof it and seal it.
Wish me luck.
Oh yeah.
Tomorrow for sure.
We did get this Herculiner roll-on bed liner, 2 coats on this floor. Super happy with it. It's super tough. I tested it with water and the water rolls right off. The only thing is there was a few spots really on the corner and on the sides. I actually did roll up underneath it, so that way if water does get down here, it won't go underneath very far. One thing I do need to do is there are some little cracks between the 2 pieces of the plywood here. So I got some adhesive sealant, the 3M 5200 sealant that is black that I'm going to put down in here. I should have done that first before putting this bed liner on. And then what I was going to do before putting the bed liner on, just to be on the safe side, was to put this Total Boat tabletop epoxy. I mean, none of these guys are sponsored, just products that from my research that you can use, because this does soak. It's a resin that soaks into the wood, and ideally if you want to be really safe, you could put that on before the bed liner. The top part I didn't put really anything on yet. So overall, super happy. We are going to have a much better floor design than what came from the manufacturer. I really wish the manufacturer would, no pun intended, do it this way, because this is completely sealed. Never again will this floor absorb water. Good girl. It's heavy tough. Good girl. So far it seems to be bonding pretty well. That's the thing about like RV roof, where we're going to take it to get the roof taken care of here in a couple episodes. So be sure to subscribe if you're not, to see kind of what the roof looks like underneath the rubber. But I have a feeling it's not going to be good. They know all the science behind bonding different things together to make it seal completely to where a leak will never get through. There is science behind it on which, layers of how you put things on, like a primer, then the rubber roof over top of that. So anyways, this is the closest thing I could get. Really, if I were doing it right, the best thing would be to take this down and have them spray it, but that would be kind of a pain in the butt. So this works for now since it's on the underside of the RV. It's not going to see much moisture. It'll be good enough. It'll be a lot better than what was there. We might need to put it all the way in. Go ahead and bring it in. Go ahead, keep going. All the way. All right. We are completely sealed on the corners and everything.
So the goal is to put this in that. Wish us luck, because this is definitely a 2-person job. This is probably actually closer to like a 3 or a 4-person job, but we don't have that. It's Ben and me.
This little cart tool, we're gonna use this to roll it out.
Okay, there we go. Ah!
Easy there, big shooter. Here.
You got it?
Yep.
Okay.
Got it. All right.
Whoa.
There we go. Okay guys, so this is gonna be the point where we really test our marriage and we find out how strong it really is.
Are we taking it off the cart?
Eventually, we're rolling it up as far as we can.
Okay.
All right.
Whoa! I'm pushing it.
Okay, hold on.
All right, hold on.
Okay, go.
I'm not Hercules like you.
Oh my gosh, my wife was right.
Huh. Interesting. You're killing me, Smalls.
It's stuck. Okay, there we go.
All right.
Now we're good. All right.
We need to get it up in here. And the blocks are gonna get knocked over, so. Okay, ready?
Yep.
Okay, push. Okay, good. Now, we need to lift this end up.
Hold on.
Oh, God.
I'm trying. Okay.
You can't hold on to me. Get it up on the tires. We have to pull it in. That's probably good for now.
Well, it has to be because my body won't let it come any further.
Well, now we just need to push from that end. Okay, we are at a little bit of a standstill here. We've got the board in-ish, but
We have it underneath the RV.
we need to be able to lift it up this way, and we just can't do that with the two of us.
3 hours later.
Did you film any of it?
No, I didn't film any of this.
All right, we didn't film any of this.
And we realize
And-
why people don't film
yeah,
this.
now we see why nobody has this on camera, because it's such a hassle.
Please disperse. Nothing to see here.
We tried everything we could. Ben and I tried. We had Ben and Dakota try, because obviously Dakota's more muscular than Mom at this point. And this was not happening. And so Ben was like, I think this is really a 3 guy. And look, I am not gender biased, but I will tell you, chromosomes make a difference in the sense of I am not ever going to be as buff as this guy.
Well, and these guys who came in, we had a couple police officers come help us.
Yeah, they're
And they
police
were
officers.
ripped. And
So-
they were lifting it up in here like it was a toothpick.
Great people. And this is something that we were thinking about, like as far as community goes. So these are people that, well, the one neighbor essentially is somebody we met with our kids because they played Little League together. And so I just put out on my personal Facebook page, because we're connected with people now here in our community, like, hey, we could really use some help if anybody's willing to come help. And so they live just a few streets over. He came with his friend or whatever, and guys,
Yeah.
if it wasn't for this, we would not have a slide floor in, right? Well, I shouldn't say in, but at least in place where we can finish the job from here. So
Now we just need to kind of screw things
Oh.
in.
you guys know who you are. Thank you so much. We really appreciate
Yeah,
you. We owe
thank
you
you.
big time. Get something coming your way, because
Yes.
really appreciate it.
Now that we have the slide floor in place, the bigger question is, will the slide work properly once we have everything attached? Be sure to tune in next week as we attach the floor and see if our measurements were indeed correct.